The lifetime supply. About 7 or 8 years ago, I was sitting at work minding my own business. I was instantly startled awake when I heard my name faintly being called from my manager's office. Thomas? Hey, Thomas, my manager bellowed. Will you please come here for a moment? With the most hesitation I could muster up, I got up and grudgingly went to his lair. My manager was an obese figure that could only be described as a jelly-filled donut. It was about 5 feet high with an astonishing weight that broke most scales. Luckily, we had a scale in the back room that was used for weighing pallets and could reach several thousand pounds. One time, we even had to hoist him into the back of a dually pickup belonging to my friend Frank and drive him to the dump, and we used the scale meant for trucks. In all reality, though, he was about 285 pounds. We just liked to make fun of him. Anyway, I went into his office to see what he desired from me this time. Oh, hello, Thomas, he exclaimed. How would you like to go and get us some breakfast? You, me, and the rest of the crew. We had several others. I let forth with a few okays and went around and asked what everyone wanted for breakfast. Jonas said he would like a breakfast burrito from McDonald's. Wyatt said a decently sized stack of flapjacks from IHOP would do. Crazy Mike didn't care. Sean gave me a look of betrayal and told me to go away. Grant, the class clown, gave me a ruler for some reason and didn't tell me anything. He just gave me a ruler. The ruler was broken, so we could only measure things that were up to 10 3/8 inches long. It was a wooden ruler that several people had written on. It contained names and vulgarities. One person even drew an odd-looking piece of male genitalia that mildly resembled my ex-wife. I set the ruler on the desk and went on taking the orders. After what seemed like 10 3/8 of an eternity, I was ready to be on my way, and while walking out of the office, I heard a faint sigh of relief. I took it as a compliment. I started on my way. It was about 8:37 in the morning when I made my way out to my 1973 Plymouth Voyager windowless van. I started Bertha up, and with a grunt and a rumble, I was on my way. I made my way to the various locations and retrieved the orders. How big is a decent-sized stack of flapjacks? I pondered. They came in stacks of 2, 3, 10, and family size. After scratching my head for probably 5 or so minutes, I decided to purchase the 10 stack. For all of you that are curious, my name is not Thomas, and I do not have a lisp. My mother, when she slid me out of her putrid stank tunnel, informed the doc that she wanted my name to be Thomas, but with several grueling hours of pushing, panic, and heavy breathing, she was out of breath and developed a temporary lisp, and informed the doctor that my name would be Thomas James Perklowski. I do not use Tom or Tommy for short. After miles and miles of getting different orders, I finally decided what I wanted for breakfast. I chose a burger, because it was now after lunchtime, from the town diner. The waitress in there was pretty, and I went there often to wait for her to get off work and watch her drive her pink VW Beetle home. From time to time, I would follow her, but I don't think she ever noticed. I've thought long and hard about how it would be a good way to be with her. Sometimes I like to pretend we are having dinner when I am home. I use my life-size doll as her. I went in and ordered my food. After I got done ordering, I sat down to wait for it, staring heavily in her direction. I got my food and let out a soft fluttering, "Thank you," and headed back to work. When I got back to work, I had gotten written up for taking so long. I suppose 5 hours to get food is unreasonable. I gave everyone their cold food and sat down to enjoy my burger. On my receipt, it asked me to take a short survey to win a surprise. So I got on my computer and began the survey. They were all essay-style questions. Number 1. How was your service? My service was nice. Your waitress is cute. Number 2. What was the quality of your food? I stopped chewing and glanced at my burger. Not too shabby, I suppose, and continued chewing. Number 3. Would you recommend this location to a friend? Sure, why not? Y'all have a cute waitress. 4. How clean was our restaurant? Fair. 5. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to return? 10. When I was finished, I entered my information in the 13-digit code on the receipt and pressed submit. Moments later, I received an email thanking me for filling out the survey and that I would be in for a drawing. I went back to work. A week or two later, I was at work thumbing through old emails and noticed that confirmation email. Curious if I had won or not, I began frantically looking for another email. I clicked on the search bar, and with a few skillfully pressed keys, I found what I was looking for. The email read, Dear Thomas, we would like to thank you for completing the survey and entering our sweepstakes. It is our pleasure to present to you a lifetime supply of Town Diner burgers, redeemable only at this location. Town Diner staff. Gasping, I let out several hoots and made such a ruckus that I got written up. Suddenly I calmed down and thought to myself, a lifetime supply? How? How do I make that work? I would have to continuously be eating a burger. Not knowing if this was feasible, I got down from my desk and sat in my chair. I Googled, how many hamburgers is it safe to eat in one sitting? The first option was, how many burgers can you eat in one sitting? By the Hamburger Giant Bomb. It was a forum that had answers such as, my record is only 4, but I've never tried it competitively. And someone claimed, probably 2, but I'm not a fat ass. These were not good odds if I had a lifetime supply. I decided to be a man and accept the challenge, disregarding the threat to my life and fear of my heart frequently attacking my body. I lay there, eyes wide open, staring at the dark ceiling, thoughts running through my head about the upcoming years. Tomorrow I would be starting my lifetime supply of burgers. Trying to talk myself out of it, I thought, they aren't even that good of a burger. What they lack in condiment, they make up for in grease and lettuce. Why so much lettuce? It's ridiculous. On the other hand, I don't ever have to pay for food again. With the odds stacked in the do it section, I fell asleep. When I awoke, I got up and took a shower and got dressed. I went to the town diner to accept my prize. I informed the pretty waitress of whom I was, and she said with a whisper, let me go get my manager. And she did. Her breath smelled of turnip. Moments later, a thin man walked up to the counter and with a timid tone asked if he could see my identification. Upon confirmation of my identity, he punched in some buttons on the till and said, there, you're all set, and I was given my first burger.